What is a parent's biggest challenge? Good morning, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Mr. Cage, Audio Live. Our topic for this fine evening is what is a parent's biggest challenge? We did post a question on my Facebook wall concerning this very question. We had a few people give feedback. However, I wanted to have a brief conversation. Hopefully, we're catching you at home or in transit on your way from work or to work or traveling. Hey y'all. Miss Graves is on and Miss Ferguson. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. And please share. Please share with any parents or any educators, coaches, teachers, mentors, administrators, deans, principals, so on and so forth. If you got anybody in your sphere, I will ask that you please share this brief conversation. Justin Willis, what's up, sir? I see Jasmine as well. Thank y'all for jumping on. As I always say, y'all, very important conversation. Very important conversation. We'll dialogue a little bit, and then I'll touch on some motivational stuff in concert with one reason. I don't want to say the main reason. I want to say that it's an extension of the true reason why our teenagers lack motivation. Not saying that all lack motivation, but I'm making a blanket statement and a general statement and saying that some lack motivation. Remember, motivation is internal. Moving forward, our question for this evening is, what is a parent's biggest challenge? I want the parents to chime in and let me know what your biggest challenge has been in being a parent. You may be a parent now. You may have been a parent in the past. I really want to know what the biggest challenge for you was. So let's invite some people on. As I patiently wait for you all to chime in, and it's super important to chime in, y'all. Super important. Super important. I want to know what your feedback is on this topic. It's important for a person like myself to know both spectrums. Well, really all three. The teenager or the youth, the teacher or the educator, and the parent. I need to understand all three paradigms of thought in order to be a bridge and bring everybody collectively in harmony so we can cultivate these healthy relationships and help specifically that young person achieve academic excellence and be successful in life. And it relieves a tremendous amount of stress on everybody when we work together for that goal. But it also benefits the parent as well. And the educator. Everybody benefit. But we solely sacrificing for the young person. I see some of the remind song. Thank y'all for jumping on too. I'm just inviting people. It's going to be a good conversation. I'm going to give you some insight on some stuff. But I'm going to first solicit some thoughts. What's the biggest challenge that you face as a parent? That's the question that I'm looking for a response to. What's the biggest challenge that you face as a parent? Jump in on the conversation, y'all, please. All right, I see Selena home. Hey, Selena, I see Brother Larry on. Thank you, Brother Larry, for jumping on. What's the biggest challenge that you have as a parent? The biggest challenge. All right, I'm gonna wait on y'all a little bit longer. Or what's the biggest challenges you have experienced from a parent, a co-parent? When I say a co-parent, I mean a person that was your friend or associate that was a parent. All right, because this is the main topic. So what I want us to do while we wait on the responses, if you gonna give a response, which I don't know. And let me share this with you, and I thank God for this thought. As we've been posting these thoughts centered around parents, it's in tandem with the online course. But some of the responses, when I get a response off a question, I'm just learning from the person or the people that share. But there's one statement that I would like to share with you as parents. And the statement is that all parents need help. There's never been a parent on the face of the planet that didn't need help from somebody in raising a child or parenting a child. Because once again, I share this thought, and I'm pretty sure I shared it before, that it does take a village to raise a child. Meaning, translation, it takes an entire community of different individuals to interact with the young person, the teenager, adolescent, 7-year-old, K through 8, K through 12, in order for that individual to fully grow and develop. There has never been a parent on the face of the planet that didn't need help. I say that because some parents are private, and on the surface, on the outside, they may not portray that they need help, but we all need one another. And as I was having a conversation, Krim and I, Mr. Krim, who's a teacher at Joliet Township, him and I were having a conversation, and I was sharing the same statement with him. And my explanation to saying that all parents need help, there's never been a parent that didn't need help, is because I don't know what I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what I don't know, meaning that I haven't been exposed to what I don't know. So how do I know if I need something? You know, there was in the early part of this year, we went to Desiree Perry's church because he had a men's group and entitled Adam, Where Art Thou? And I presented the opportunity to present, and I present on guiding youth. And one of the thoughts and one of the slides that I presented to the group was, how do you know when you need help? You know, and I can't recall what the feedback was from that question. But I tell you this from my own personal life, there are times where I don't even know what I need. So I can never make a statement that I don't need help, because we always need help, because we are always progressively growing and developing. And the same with us as parents. We need help with our kids. There are things that we don't see. There are things that we can't see. And that's why kids get sent to school, and that's why they get around different environments and different people in order for that to take place. If I was to say, from my perspective to answer the question, because I don't see anybody else responding, but I tell you, that's a deficit in itself. For us not to respond to that, that's a big deficit. because that lets us know that we're not being as transparent as we should be. We're too private. All right, we're too private. But if my child does something crazy and affects society, that's a problem in itself. So something to ponder and think about. But to answer the question from my own perspective, what I've seen in regards to what's the biggest challenge that parents have, and I would say consistency. And when I say consistency, I mean that what we say is what we do. What we say is what we do. If those of you who are Bible scholars and you read the word in John 5, which I'm meditating and studying on in this period of time, the word talks about the son can only do what he sees the father do. It blew my mind because as a parent, kids only going to do what they see their parents do. With understanding, you can tell your child to do something and they'll do it solely off the strength of that's mom and that's dad, your authority figure. However, the essence of them absorbing the culture of their household is based upon what they see their parents do. All right? Kids, young people, teenagers function off what they see adults do. That is learned behavior. They model the behavior that they see. And in order for your child's behavior to improve, your mind, our behavior has to reflect what we desire to see from them on a consistent basis. Therefore, they can neither gainsay, contest, or resist the lifestyle that we're laying out for them. That's one of the major keys. One of the major challenges that parents have is the consistency. And now that we talked about consistency, I'm going to roll this consistency topic into integrity, motivation, and this statement: when the cat is away, the mice will play. How many of us ever heard that statement before? When the cat is away, the mice will play. I'm going to translate it into motivation and behavior, and it's going to help you out tremendously. All right? So be all attuned. Have your ears all attuned and have your senses ready, because I'm going to release these things to you, and then I pray that you apply them in your life in order to see the improvement that's need to be seen in your child, niece, nephew, student, your player, so on and so forth. Whatever young person that you come into contact with, I pray that this will find a place in your heart that you will apply it. And it also can allow change to take place in your life, and a quality of life will improve. So when the cat is away, the mice will play. All right, my translation is this: that for young people without supervision, our kids and students will do what they want if we are not present. Our kids will behave badly when the authority figure they are most familiar with is not present. And I had a situation today. I was in a classroom, co-taught classroom. Lead teacher says, "Put your cell phones away." And she talking, she's giving her dialogue to the student. Student had the boldness to try to sneak her cell phone. I'm sitting at the desk. I wonder in her mind what she was thinking, because she probably could assume I was going to say something, but I didn't, because I was watching to see how she was going to respond to me being in front of her or on her side. Teacher came, addressed her, which was amazing to me because we never left the room. Y'all feel what I'm saying? We never left the room, and the person still didn't comply with the rule or expectation that was set by the teacher. That is a major issue, because that's bold. You bold enough to do it in front of us, even though we told you not to do it. So the cat didn't leave, meaning the authority figure didn't leave, and the young person still chose what they wanted to do. Because, and we're going to get a little bit deep, I'm not going to make this long, but it's connected to motivation. It's also connected to the brain and how young people function from that amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. Because young people, adolescents, and some people that are in arrested development and immature function from a place of satisfying their wants. It's an emotional piece connected to that. But if you all, I see some couple people jump on. I saw Sharita Smith. I saw Lachey Bay, Miss Arrington, and Victoria. If you want to answer that question for me, feel free. But I gave my perspective on it, but I'm still open to hearing your perspective about it. But I'm going into the motivation part of this discussion. So we said that when the cat is away, the mice will play, meaning that without supervision, our teens, they'll do what they want if we're not present. Our kids will behave badly if the authority figure that they're most familiar with is not present. Why? The answer that I will submit to you is motivation. Motivation means when our young people are motivated by externals, external rewards, recognition, or consequence, and in this term, positive consequence, the likelihood that they will do what they want or behave badly increases. All right, it increases because we motivated by externals. We get what we want, which allows us to fulfill instant gratification. The behavior will either the probability of the behavior not in alignment with the expectation, the goals already set in a house or classroom, it increases because we motivated by externals. All right. So why do I make this statement? Because when an individual lives solely from a place of external motivation, that person does the get. So the motivation for them doing it is immediate gratification. I'm doing this to get. All right. The motivation for doing right in hopes of getting something we want in return. External motivation is the lowest form of motivation, y'all. All right. It's the lowest form. I think I shared a story before where I was at a center, a Job Corps center, and I was observing a teacher, and the teacher was giving kids candy every time they answered the question right. Oh, that's tremendous. I don't know if we understand this. That's tremendous. That's really propagating slavery. Because it means that if I do something right, I get something. Moves integrity and character development way out there. There is no development. There is no integrity development, character development when every time I answer a question, I get something. Because that's not even reality. That's not life. There has to be a balance. There has to be a balance. And when you relate this to the topic at hand, you have an authority figure. Let me use an example that you all can really relate to. You've been to a classroom when you were in school and you had a sub. You had a substitute teacher, right? When you had a substitute teacher, it was on and popping. Let's be real. You had a substitute teacher, it was on and popping. Because your regular teacher, your normal teacher was not present. In your mind, therefore, you said it's going to be an easy day. It's a free day. We're not going to do anything because this teacher don't know what's going on. So we're going to take advantage of this person. External motivation, meaning that if my primary teacher's not present, I'm going to act a fool because I'm motivated. I'm motivated by what I see, not what's on the inside of me. Tamara says children are very different in social settings with their peers Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And to piggyback on your comment, peer pressure. Peer pressure can be positive and negative. Peer pressure can be positive and negative. Peer pressure positive can lead a young person into success, academic excellence, and being successful in life and character development, and then the negative peer pressure can take them off track. Because if the motivation is not built from the inside out, then I'm subject to my environment. Because external motivation is the lowest level. All right, we got to understand this, that when our kids are younger and still developing, whether they're developing spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, and financially, we can use externals, the reward or recognition or consequence, to keep them focused and motivated. But this method of motivation cannot remain a primary. It has to be a balance between external motivation. When they do something right, we give them something, and internal motivation. When they do something right, we say good job, or we connect the action to a character trait, hence perseverance, hence integrity, hence loyalty, hence empathy. All right, you want to use that event, that experience, as a teaching moment to connect the action with a character development trait. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. All right. If our kids only follow direction when certain authority figures are present, then there's a problem. All right. If that's the case, they'll follow directions really to get what they want, not because they're doing what's right or out of fear of consequence. All right. You never want to live, as we close this out, you never want to live your life in a place of fear. Meaning that if I don't do what's right, then this going to be a negative consequence. All right. But me being a kingdom citizen, a Christian, we do what's right out of respect or reverential fear of God, not because I'm going to go to hell. We don't do stuff like that. But that mentality is in your schools. All right. And let me not disconnect myself from this. That mentality is in our schools because the system is in the people. We have people, and I'm not being negative. I just know what it is. And I'm not even speaking from schools that I work in. I'm just saying specifically because we can see what people are being taught because of how they do things in their culture. So you can look at, you know how your child is being taught based on the words that they speak and the action that they take. And when we have educators that haven't been taught about these principles, we're only going to be able to keep our kids motivated to a certain extent of them receiving something in return for them doing right. And that's a form of slavery, y'all. All right, because I give you this hypothetical example as a closer, and I share this with my students all the time, and I'm pretty sure I've shared it before in the live, that if I have a fiance and I'm committed to this woman, I'm committed, right? And another woman walked past that body, maybe, I don't know what term to use, but body may be moral appealing, right? Do I make a decision to A, go and pursue the woman with the more appealing body, or do I B, or really it should be A, should I A, remain committed to my fiance, or do I B, chase the woman with the more appealing body? If I'm ruled by external motivation, the answer is going to be B, because I make decisions off what I see and how it'll immediately benefit me, which is a form of slavery and which could result in a lot of problems in life, because the integrity aspect is no longer present when I'm solely motivated externally, doing to get. All right. So as a recap, from my perspective, the biggest challenge that parents have is consistency, saying and doing what we're saying on a consistent basis. And the other connection to this whole conversation was when the cat is away, the mice will play. When the authority figure is gone, the kids act crazy because they've been taught and ruled by external motivation. And now it's at a level, and I want the parents and teachers and aunties and uncles to really feel what I'm saying. It's at the point now where, man, and this is why, and I'm gonna promote the Thursday piece after this because it's important. We're at a point where, and I'm not saying all of our young people are doing this, because we have awesome young people. We have scholars, we have presidents, we have people that have bright futures. But we do have some young people that do things boldly in front of adults. And we also have adults in the educational system that is condoning them doing bold things, cursing in front of adults, giving adults the finger. We do have people that are not pointing out to our kids that that's unacceptable in front of an adult and elder, because the compromise is growing. All right, the compromise is growing, so it's important for me to share this with you all. I'm being real. I'm not being negative. I'm just giving you what I'm seeing in my observation, and also what I'm seeing spiritually as well. And it's an important piece for me to share with you all, because if the behavior is being condoned and kids are doing things in front of adults and we're not addressing them, then when the cat is away, the mice will play. That cliche will be non-existent, because if you there or not, I'm still gonna do what I want to do, and that could result in great harm to people, short term, and people getting hurt physically and emotionally and mentally, but also long term because of the pattern of behavior that is built. So I asked everybody, hey, Asian name, what's up, girl? Chris, Kiana, Michelle, how y'all doing? I see Brianna, what's going on? All right, I'm asking each person that's on this live to do me an awesome favor. If you have any adults that have kids and they're having a difficult time motivating the kids, send them to me. All right, inbox me their information, because Thursday we are going to do a Google Live Hangout at 8 p.m. Central Time, and our topic will be the motivating the unmotivated child, increasing our teens' likelihood of academic excellence and being successful in life. I'm going to give a brief outline of that online course for parents, and we'll see who wants to enroll, who wants more information about that. So I'm asking everybody that's on this live, if you're an educator, if you're a parent, if you're an uncle, auntie, whatever, I'm asking you to avail yourself to that. If you need some more information, just inbox me and say, Cage, I need more information. But I also want you all to share it with parents, because with our organization and myself training with young people, if the behavior is not reinforced at the home, the young people only go so far. Now we're really targeting the parents to open them up and allow them to see that there's a phase of parenting that's needed. So a phase of mentorship that's needed in order to equip our young people so they can remain motivated, so they can achieve academic excellence and be successful in life. All right, thank you all. Have an awesome evening. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you taking time listening to the dialogue. You all have an awesome evening, and we will talk with you soon.